What's up, guys? I'm coming back at y'all with another review. Excuse me, I kind of stutter a little bit. It's actually about the rain, but figure I want to give a quick word. I'm coming back with another random thought. You know what I'm saying? So, and I have all these like listed in my notes. Whatever comes to my mind. Say if I can't get to it right then and there, record. Just spit something right then and there. I'll just save it for later. Because most of the time when I get these thoughts, I'm at work, so I just quickly put it in there. But it's actually about to start pouring. But what I really want to talk about is, or the random thought today is, for every problem, there's a solution. I'm gonna say it again. For every problem, there's a solution. Now, this may not be what y'all think. Y'all may not see where I'm about to go with this video, or y'all might not see where I'm going with that phrase. So, when you go on Google, it might be like a simple little problem that you have. How do you put something together? It may be, something may probably fell apart in the house, or you may want to put something together like a bookshelf or whatever. What do? You go on Google, right? If you ask, why is my car behaving this way? Why is it jerking when accelerating? And then Google will show like the AI overview. That's something new that Google added now, like within the past 3 years, I think. It'll show, yeah, you might have problems with your spark plugs. Your spark plugs may have like an oil buildup to where it's not properly igniting upon the combustion with the piston going up and down the cylinder wall. It will explain all of that. Why am I feeling this way? Well, you may be feeling this way because you have some kind of depression going on, or if you're not eating properly, it may be because of some digestive systems. If it's depression related or whatever, it'll just list things. But to go further from that's just surface level. What I'm about to say is nothing compared to what I just got through saying about, you going on the internet and asking Google, how can I do this, or why am I feeling this, or why is that like that? Those kind of questions. So when it comes to any specific problems, what I'm noticing is that in the doctor, you go to a doctor for these issues. Now that's just basic, like that's understandable. You're gonna have those problems and that you need to get taken care of. But also at the same time, I think it's very important that you get to know and learn more about your body, so that way you won't have to be making frequent trips to the doctor. But that would be another video for another time. But those are just basic things. That's fine. You're going to have problems with your body. You have to, get checked out. You have to get those things checked out. That's understandable. You have the problem, you have the solution. Your car is having issues, you take it to the mechanic. Hey, you want to get to a point to where you want to learn about how to fix things, you can go to trade school. So that way, the only thing you got to worry about when it comes to paying for something is the part of whatever it is that needs to be replaced. You don't have to be paying for the parts and then the labor after that. So that's fine. The problem I'm talking about and the solution I'm talking about is totally different from all of that. The problems, not the problem, or the problems I'm talking about, is vices, also known as addictions. For every problem, there's a solution. When I was younger, it never, and I mean, as young as I was, like, when you're young, you're not really paying attention to things. But I mean, most of these kids now, they're aware of a lot of things because have the phones. But us, I mean, we had devices back then, but y'all see the clouds is kind of, y'all see exactly what I mean. It's starting to rain. I don't know. I kind of like scenery like this when it's about to set, when the sun is about to set. But anyway, going back to what I was saying, is that as a child, you have such a naive, just such a naive part about you to where nothing in the world really concerns you because you're young. You're enjoying your life. You're running around playing with your cars. If you're playing with your dolls, if you're a girl. The guys, play with their cars. They'll ride their bikes. That kind of stuff. They're not knowing anything about what's going on TikTok. We had none of that back then. So, going back to what I'm saying, I know I kind of go. It kind of like it's a tangent to where I build off from that and then leads to something else into something else. But anyway, whenever I would go to the gas station, they'll have the drinks, they'll have the snacks, along with some windshield wiper fluid or something for your car, right? And I'm talking about like Walmart Walmart gas stations or Kroger if you live by a Kroger. And alongside those items, you will also have cigarettes or tobacco, right? But then also it will tell you about the age that you should smoke it or not. So it will also show in a label, warning, this product contains cancer and this, that, and the other. It just lists all the other warnings on there. But then it gets me thinking. I'm looking at these commercials about how to quit smoking. I think y'all know where I'm going with this. So you meant to tell me, y'all say that you got to quit smoking, but here it is, I quit smoking, but there's still cigarettes there. The problem is still going to be there. Yeah, I can get off of it, but that doesn't mean that I'm not going to have any temptations to go back because it's readily available. It's not banned. So my whole thing is, why would you have these things about smoking is bad, but you're still selling those products? Understand that. Understand that. Right? Understand that. Really try to understand that. It don't make any sense. Okay? And then with drinking, it doesn't dawn on me to understand that everybody's not going to be disciplined. They're going to be drinking when they're driving. Look, we're human beings. We're going to do whatever we're going to do, especially if we don't have any morals. So if you just say, okay, well, here's the license to drink, right? But drink responsibly. You think everybody's going to drink responsibly? Like if they're coming from a party, they're going to drink and then drive home, or they're going to have somebody else to drive them home since they have reached a certain level, like once they take the alcohol breath test? No, everybody's not going to think that way. And as a result, I'll be on the interstate, on the highway, passing by in memory of a DUI victim in a car accident some years ago. Understand that. And that just shows you that you can't trust that everybody's going to follow that. The problems is still there. The problem is still there. Just a random thought, This is something I thought about. I don't think anybody else. I mean, there's probably been other people. Y'all maybe y'all think about it. Please let me know in the comment section down below. Please tell me, hey, I'm not the only one that's thought about this. I know I'm not the only one. And then also, I'm being real. These videos right here are for me to be real. All the other videos, my regular content, I'll be real. I'm real in those videos too. But this right here is where it's just random thoughts. I'm at whatever's coming to my mind, I'm spitting it out. When it comes to sexual addiction, right? I've been noticing these ads on my like whenever I'm watching a video, right? I'm noticing them. I'm like, okay, but I gotta pay to get over this addiction. But yet it's so readily available. Understand that, right? It make it make sense. It's still there. No matter how many council meetings I go to, no matter how many group meetings or therapies I go to, I still have the problem at the end of the day. And like I said before, I say it again, like in my other video the other day, at the end of the day, it is you. You're faced with your problems. You can go to all these meetings, hang around these group of brothers and brotherhood that help you to get over your lust. But at the end of the day, you're going to deal with that. You're going to deal with the temptations. You're going to deal with the urges. You have to pray to God and you have to figure out strategies of your own to get over this. But the fact of the matter is that the problem is still there at the end of the day. And you're just going to have to know how to get over it. You know what I'm saying? So those are things that I've just been noticing. You know, it's the problem, then you have solution. But the solution costs, right? But yet the problem, like in my case with, you know, the lusting and all that and social media and the over-sexualized things to where it leads you to go back to those websites that you feel so guilty going on, is like, it's so readily available. It's so free. But you're telling me I have to pay in order to be free from an addiction that is so freely, readily available. Understand that. But anyways, I'm 12 minutes in. I'm going to leave it at that. Y'all let me know in the comment section what are your thoughts and opinions about this. But to the next one, I'm signing out. Later.